Hi, this is Mike Montandon. In response to all of you Facebook and Twitter fans, I've got a couple of questions that you've asked me that I want to respond to via this video. One of my early ones, I got a question from Barbara, and she asked me some questions about illegals and whether I supported amnesty and businesses, should they be responsible? Barbara, I want to touch on all of those issues. You know, I've been asking for a long time at every opportunity, are we really as adults discussing whether illegal should be illegal? Well, of course it should. Amnesty is not an answer. A nation without borders is not a nation. Arizona has stepped up and said they need to protect their border. The federal government has taken notice and is already making some changes, but more changes need to be made to protect our country. Businesses have long known that they can hire illegals and that the cost savings is greater than any fine they might pay. That can't be the case. We've got to step up and let businesses know that they need to hire legals in this country and pay the proper taxes so that we can provide the services necessary for this country. I've got a couple of other questions. Mary Corey made a comment. She said, I like Mike. I love it when anybody starts with that, except for his wacky idea of using Yucca Mountain site for any kind of waste. Well, Mary, I want to tell you that Yucca Mountain is an important part of an overall nuclear strategy for this country. Recognize too that sitting in the Nuclear Regulatory Commission office right now is almost 80,000 pages of documents proving that Yucca Mountain storage is safe. They would not have submitted those documents if they could not prove that it could be done safely. And the use of Yucca Mountain as a temporary repository or even a long-term repository for retrievable fuels is a big part of a nuclear future in America, a future that's going to give us cheap, reliable power without dependence on foreign sources. And I believe that's critical to the future of the quality of life in America. But thank you, Mary, for liking me and agreeing with most of what I have to say. And John Sponsler also asked me a question. He said, Mike, I like your idea, and he's referring to Arizona-style illegal immigration. And he said, but we have a problem in that Clark County jails already have 6% of their population as illegals because ICE can't handle it. They don't have the manpower to deport these people. Well, that's where we need to step up and say, if America is going to solve its problems, America needs to look to the sources of some of its problems. That we need strong foreign policy and strong domestic policy. And that ICE needs to be able to properly handle the issue of illegal immigration. Remember, Nevada is going to have to start taking on this issue itself. And we've got neighbors. We've got a more liberal neighbor to our west. We've got a neighbor to our south with Arizona that has created a strong illegal immigration law that's going to force Nevada and the federal government to take stronger action. I know that we have jails full of illegals right now, but we can't simply ignore the problem because the feds aren't going to step up and help. We have to take the problem by the horns and force the feds to help us out. Thank you again for all of your questions and comments. Please continue to ask them. I'll get back to you in this format and answer them as often as I can.